Hello everyone, it's Sean from TaekwondoSean.com. Welcome. Today we're going to be covering the 180-degree kick, or the tornado kick, the Dolgae Chagi. Check it out. Alright, so let's talk about the 180 kick, the Dolgae Chagi. So this kick is useful in sparring and in demonstrations. Kyorugi, it gives you the maximum amount of points for the body and for the head because it's a spinning kick. Now it also has a really good reach. When you're doing the 180, you're able to step behind, so you're stepping forward towards the target. And then you haven't even done the kick yet, so if they moved back, you can continue chasing. If they didn't move back, you can execute the kick. If they're attacking, you can slide out of the way or block. So it's a very useful kick in sparring. As far as demonstration goes, the 180, the Dolgae Chagi, is an evolution of the front turning kick, the Dolgae Chagi. So imagine if you want to do a 360 kick, the Sambek Yopshipto Chagi, then that means you got to learn how to do a front turning kick. And then you got to learn how to do the half spin, the 180, the Dolgae Chagi, and then you can start doing the 360. And then from the 360, you can start doing the 540 and the 720 and go from there. But the main thing is, it's all built. That first spin is added when we do the 180 and finish with a front turning kick. All right, so that's what we'll be covering today. All right, so the 180 is just a glorified version with a spin on the front turning kick, the Dolgae Chagi. So great warm up for this kick would be doing multiple front turning kicks. Maybe 10, 20, 30, 40 times. So what we're going to do is we're going to grab a support if needed. We're going to bring our leg up, our heel's pointing at the target, good form. Our knee is also pointing at the target, good form. Keep our body straight, all the joints aligned, good form. And then from here you execute a front turning kick, bring it back. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Make sure you come all the way back to your butt and all the way out. 10, good. And then you switch your legs. You could do 10 times on this leg. And then when you're done, you do 20 times on this leg. And then 20 times on the other leg. Now, once you get to 40, so 10, 10, 20, 20, 30, 30, 40, 40, you guys are gonna be really warm, and it's a really even number. So for those of us that like even numbers, 100 feels and looks really good. You know, when you get home from Taekwondo that night, you're a Taekwondo in, and they say, all right, how's Taekwondo? You say, oh, I did 100 front turning kicks each leg just to warm up. Man, that's a great time. Another good exercise that I really like to warm up for my 180 kick is the sideways leg raises, but while standing. So I have my target here. I'm going to extend my leg over top of the target, and then I'm going to lift it up slightly and go up high as I can. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Good. Now for this one, I would suggest 12 times each leg. Take a rest, another 12 times. Any number between 12 and 20 is a good amount of reps for a body weight exercise, okay? And then you want to do at least 2 sets or more. So 20, 20, take a rest, and then another 20, 20, take a rest, until you feel like you are warmed up and ready to do the kick. You don't want to get too tired, because then you actually can't do the 180. We wouldn't want that. All right, so the 180 is built from a front turning kick. So if you guys haven't learned the front turning kick yet, or you're still struggling with the Dolgae Chagi, then you're gonna wanna check out the video description for a link, or click on the box somewhere on the screen, and that way you guys can check out that tutorial and improve that before you come back to this kick, all right? Because it's built off of that one, the Dolgae Chagi. So we're gonna assume that you know how to do a front turning kick properly. Now, when we're doing the 180, it's very important that our foot is parallel to the ground. The reason is, if I'm trying to get points using the chest guard system in Kyorugi and sparring, if it's a glancing blow because my kick is going up or going down, then there's a chance the referee might not see it, or the electronic chest guard may not register it. So you want to make sure it's a good connection with the top of the foot. So that only happens if my knee and my foot are parallel with the ground at full extension. And then it's the same thing for board breaking. If you want to break a piece of wood to show off your power, your speed, your technique, your prowess, then you got to make sure that your foot is parallel with the ground, because anyone that knows anything about vectors, which is like forces in physics, if you're on an angle, that means you're splitting your power between going up and going sideways to make the angle. But instead, if you're just going sideways, so I'm doing my kick and my leg is totally sideways and I go through, all of my power, my vector force is going this way and will definitely help me break the board. So just make sure that we're not kicking on an upward angle or a downwards angle. All right, so now that we got that out of the way, let's learn how we do the kick with a little bit of support to make sure that we have the proper form. So the 180 starts by stepping backwards. So we have two options. When we're in our sparring stance, we can either turn towards the opponent with our chest or away from the opponent with our back. the 180 is spinning back. So from here, you know that song, Head, Shoulders, Knees, and Toes? It's a martial arts song. It's written by a 4th degree black belt. I'm just joking. So what you're going to do is you're going to turn your head first. So you're going to turn your body enough that you can see with your head, and then you place your leg in front of you. And then from here, you can have a chair ready or a wall ready, and then perform the front turning kick. Bring your knee up, make sure it's parallel with the ground, my knee's pointing at the target, extend, bring it back, and then put it down. And then we could try again. Maybe I'll move further back. All right, so again, I'm spinning backwards. So I turn, look, put my foot in front of me, and then kick. Now you can practice that as many times as you need with the support, and then once we've got the basics down, we can start to upgrade without the chair. All right, so we lost the chair, and now it's time to do the kick by ourselves. So at this point, we're gonna start taking a look at 2 variations, okay? So we have the on-the-ground learning version, and then we have a more advanced version. So let's take a look at on-the-ground version first. So from here, I have my sparring stance. I'm gonna turn so my eyes can see the target first, and then without swinging my leg around like this, I'm going to cut. I'm not sure if you guys can see that with my feet. Cut through to in front right away. I'm eliminating any unnecessary swinging, and then from here, I can easily do my front turning kick. Now just make sure, after you've learned it and you're practicing this kick properly, that there's no pause. Because if you guys are in sparring, and then kick, the referee is not going to count it as a 180. It's only going to count it as an Dolgae Chagi, your front turning kick, and it's less points. So make sure, as soon as you get better at this kick and you start to spin, that it's one fluid motion and you don't stop the kick halfway through. So practice in 2 parts as you need, but then try to combine it into one fluid motion as quickly as possible. Now, here comes the jump 180. So keeping your foot on the ground for the more basic version is important because our balance is in flux as we're spinning. And as a beginner, you don't want that. So you want to keep your foot close to the ground and quickly have your hands up and able to kick. So now that we want to add the spin and the jump, you got to bring your knee up. So what we're going to practice is turning, looking at our target, bringing our knee up. So we're cutting through our body still, bringing the knee up towards the target. Very important. Bringing the knee up towards the target, and then from here, you're gonna jump, and you're gonna complete the T shape. So from here, I jump, and I switch to my front turning kick leg in the front, and then I execute the kick. Now remember, this is 3 parts now, so the beginners are 2. Now we're even more beginner. So from here, I'm gonna turn, look, step 1, step 2, step 3, and kick. Now as you combine them all, you want to make sure you don't lose that nice form of the knee going straight up to help you jump. It's pointing at the target already, so you don't have to worry about over spinning with your hips. Up and kick over it. All right, so let's try it. From here, step 1, 2, 3. All right, and then once you get more fluid, you're able to jump higher, able to spin faster, and the kick will get stronger and more sure of itself. So from here, and it leads to the 360 and the 540 and the 720, all because of the strong foundation you build right now with the Dolgae Chagi. So practice hard, both legs. All right, so now that you guys have mastered the jumping 180 or the 180 in the air, you want to make sure that you make the decision. You have to choose between Kyorugi, competitive sparring, and demonstration, breaking boards, spinning in the air, making it look really good and crisp. So the difference is sparring, the spin and the jump are only symbiotic because you don't have to jump high. You just have to jump enough that you can spin quickly, because it's all about speed, getting my foot to my opponent's chest guard to get the point. In demonstration, it's completely different. I'm jumping as high as I can so that I can spin and make my motions clear in the air. They can clearly evolve while I'm spinning. And then it looks really good. I can break boards that are higher. I can break boards that are far away as I jump over somebody. So demonstration is completely different than sparring. So just make sure, if you want to compete, practice the Kyorugi sparring edition. If you guys want to join the demonstration team, if you want to break boards, if you want to make YouTube videos about flashy kicks, then you got to do the demonstration style. Because the muscles involved and the amount of training they have to do, it's beneficial to pick one or the other. It's good to know both, but generally, our practitioners, we want to choose one or the other. All right? So make sure you decide, what is your way of Taekwondo? Why are you doing Taekwondo? And then start training. All right, so we have the Dolgae Chagi down path. Now, the question is, how do we improve it from here? Well, first you got to practice. Second of all, we got to strengthen the muscles involved in the Dolgae Chagi. Now, since we're jumping, whether sparring or demonstration style, we got to do jump lunges. So, we're going to go down into our lunge stance. And then, as soon as we're ready, we're gonna jump and drive our knee up. So from here, jump, come back down, jump, come back down, jump, come back down, jump. Focus on exploding off the ground and driving that knee up in the air, because that's step one. And then you jump and you do the front turning kick. So make sure, as you lunge, I'll do the other leg now, you drive your knee up in the air. Lunge, jump up in the air. And then you guys will be helping out your kick. Now remember, this is a body weight exercise, so 12 to 20 reps, and you want to do at least 2 sets, so at least twice. All right, and the second exercise is a squat combined with a front turning kick, because the 180, remember, it's just a spin and then a front turning kick, a Dolgae Chagi. So I'm going to squat. I'm going to come up, I'm going to lift my leg up, perform a front turning kick. Squat, front turning kick. Squat, front turning kick. Squat, front turning kick. Good, now remember, the squat is gonna help build up your gluteus maximus, the glutes, the biggest muscle group in your whole body. And that's really gonna help you jump high and deliver a powerful kick. And now that we've exhausted ourselves, we've done the kick, we've practiced thousands of times, and now we've done some exercises to build the muscles, it's time to stretch. Make sure your muscles are nice and you smooth them out, you stretch them out, so nice and warm and ready for next time we do this kick. All right, so let's do the side split, a really good stretch for helping you out with your front turning kicks, or in this case, the 180. Make sure you have your toes pointing up at the ceiling, make sure you guys keep your legs straight, make sure you guys go as low as you can, and then as you improve, we'll get down onto the ground and then lean forward. As you can see, I'm extremely gifted at this stretch. Everyone has their own morphology, so make sure you guys, no matter where you are in the journey, just keep practicing, just keep training every day. And then the second stretch is gonna be the lunge leans. I know there's an official name for them, but I like that name better. So from here, I'm gonna make my lunge stance here a little bit bigger than I would. I make sure my instep, the top of my foot here, is fit on the ground, lying flat. I square my body like this, and then I'm gonna lean forward. I wanna make sure my hips stay square, and I lean forward as much as I can. Good, remember, good posture is very important, not just for Taekwondo, but your life. So make sure you guys have your shoulders back, chin up, chest out, hips squared. And then we'll do the other side as well. Good. All right, so the Dolgae Chagi, the tornado, the 180 kick, it is very useful. It's a great stepping stone in demonstration as you move towards the 360, the 540, the 720, the running kicks, all those fancy kicks you see. The Kukiwan demonstration team and demonstration teams across the world perform these techniques. The 180 is the first step when you start to spin. So make sure you have first a good front turning kick. Check out the video description for a link to that tutorial. Make sure you have a spin with the 180, the Dolgae Chagi, and then you can upgrade from there. Now, in sparring, it's really good. Dolgae Chagi gives maximum points to the body when performed on the body kick, on the chest guard, and it's also maximum kicks if you hit the head with the 180 as well, because you're spinning. Remember, more risk means more reward. So as you turn away from the opponent, just make sure your eyes lock on the target first, whether you're in demonstration or Kyorugi, competitive sparring. Make sure the eyeballs hit the target first, so that way you can see if the target is moved or where the board is, if you're gonna break it, and that way you guys will be more accurate, there will be less injuries, and we'll have a lot more fun. All right, train hard, and we'll see you guys on the mats.